Are you going to start the episode, or are we just going to fuck off for a little while?
Hola. Buenos dias. Hoy. Nosotros hablamos de la película La Lagosta.
What?
I said, hello.
Good day.
Good day.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we are discussing or are talking about the movie The Lobster.
Well done.
In Spanish.
Do you want me to keep this rolling, or you want to cut it?
We can start over. Yeah.
Okay.
Or we can keep it going from... This could be just a continuation.
You know what we could do?
Beep.
Yeah, we could
Beep.
keep it going, but start it over. So they'll hear it all. So 3, 2, 1.
Beep. Hello.
Hi.
I forgot.
We forgot
We
how
haven't
to do
done this. We haven't
You
done
have
this.
to do the intro.
I know.
3, 2, 1. Beep.
Okay, so that's how we start.
Yeah,
that's how we always
it.
start.
It's always okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
Not all right. This week we are discussing. What if we did that?
We just did. Are you gonna start the episode?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Okay, so this week we are discussing Yorgos Lanthimos' The Lobster. This is the second Yorgos film we have reviewed in anticipation of next week's release, Kinds of Kindness. And it is evident to me that Yorgos is delightfully demented. Yeah, delightfully. I had more and I can't remember them
It's
because
okay.
the spotlight's on me. It's getting hot.
Yeah.
This is a film about relationships and your favorite animal and how you can only fall in love with someone who also has nosebleeds if you have nosebleeds. That's
it.
That's what the movie's about.
Well, now that you know what it's about, we have to ask a question.
I'm about to have a nosebleed and I'm not even kidding.
That's fine. Are you really?
Yeah, I've been having...
Oh, cool. We can film it. But I want to ask you though. But is The Lobster good?
We're going to find out today.
I don't mean like at a restaurant. I mean like the movie.
Yeah, we'll
Do you like lobster?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah. Who doesn't like lobster?
Hannah,
Really?
really.
Why?
It's too fishy.
Too fishy?
I know, it's not a fish.
It doesn't taste fishy either.
I know. I think it's too seafoody. Too crustacean-y, is that what you want me to say?
So does she not like any
She
seafood?
likes, like salmon and some tuna. She likes sushi. But like some, like yellowfish or whitefish can sometimes be too fishy.
Interesting. But is it good podcast? Yeah.
Okay, what's up?
Hello.
Hey there. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the But Is It Good
Welcome to-
podcast.
Episode 1. It feels like
It feels that way.
it's been so long. I've missed you.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not been that long. Like we did an episode. But it's been like 3 weeks since I've seen you, which is wild.
It is.
Wild.
It's the longest we've gone without seeing each other since that month where I just like stayed in my home and played World of Warcraft. And
Yeah.
you and Ethan were like, Zach, come outside.
Yeah. And you were like, no.
I think I like,
I don't remember.
my dad was like, Zach, your friends are here. And I like came out of a dark room.
Top of the staircase.
Yeah.
We were like, what's going on?
And I was like, I haven't seen the light. It's been that long. Or almost that long.
Yeah.
Can I turn the fan on? I'm like, maybe it's the coffee.
Yeah, you can turn the fan on.
Maybe it's the fact that it's 96.
You're going to have to grab the remote, but yes, turn the fan on. Hit the switch. We can film all this. That's fine.
I am your host, Zach Olson, and he's going to tell you about himself, and he's going to tell you about your week and your life.
Okay. Can you grab the remote too, though? I'm your other host, Hunter Callahan. But hit the switch first. Switch first. The switch on the wall, like any fan. All right, now turn off the light. Cool. I'm your host, Hunter Callahan, and it's been very busy. That's why we haven't been doing this. We've been sick. You've been sick. I've been sick. Life's been happening. Are you just going to mess with that the entire time now?
Well, I need it to actually blow some fucking air.
Oh.
So.
Are you putting it on high?
I don't know.
I think you just turned it off.
Okay,
What?
yeah, it says 3.
There we go. We got a little bzzz. There we go. Nice. I can feel it. I can feel it. That feels good on my legs.
Does it?
Yeah, because everything else is covered. Anyway, how are you feeling, Zach? Because I was sick, and then you were sick, and so we missed a week.
Well, we were both sick at the same time.
Yeah.
You got better. I got better for like a little bit, and we recorded that episode, and then I got worse again.
Yeah, because you didn't go to the Stones with me.
I know. I'm feeling better.
Okay, good.
I have a little bit of like a remnants of a cough. I essentially had like some sort of upper respiratory something. Pretty sure I got it from family.
Yep, makes sense.
Because I started feeling bad like right after Memorial Day weekend, you know? But yeah, I'm feeling better now.
Good, I'm so glad.
Yeah. How are you? How was the...
You're sick.
How were the Stones? I'm dying.
The Stones are old as fuck. Let me just get that out there. And our seats were ass.
Were they really?
They're so bad.
Like, were we were we behind a pole?
No.
Okay.
So long story short, me and Zach bought tickets to the Rolling Stones. He got sick, so I went with Chase, who is a trooper, mind you. He'll do anything. He will do anything.
Did he have fun?
Yeah, he had fun. Okay. But me and Zach bought cheap seats, literally the cheapest seats that we could find. And this is at the Benz in Atlanta, so it's huge.
Were they like all the way up?
They were third deck, not like back of their deck, like second or third row, third deck, but third deck, side stage.
Great.
So you could kind of see stuff, but like the sound was just awful.
You know what, though?
Muddled and stuff. But I've heard that the Benz is tough anyway.
The Benz is tough, which is interesting because it's like a new venue.
Yeah.
That they, Anyways, when we were thinking about getting tickets to Taylor Swift, do you remember that?
Yes.
And we would have paid like
$1,000.
Well, it would have been you could have bought the $1,000 tickets, or we could have paid like $400 to be behind the stage.
Yeah. Yes.
Third deck. Can you imagine?
So this one was like we could see because there's a big catwalk and like Mick and Ronnie and Keith would kind of come out. But like Steve Jordan was playing drums, we couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, the opener was like, oh, this sounds really muddled, but like whatever, And they're, this big. But we're like, let's just see how it sounds. And so we stayed for like the first 4 or 5 songs there. And then when we were buying our shirts, we had noticed like, and getting some drinks, we had noticed like some places to stand. So for the second half of the show, there was 3 songs that Keith sang that I didn't know. So we were like, let's go explore. And so we went down to the second deck, like directly in front of the stage.
Nice.
And then like just we got lucky and found a little railing and watched the second half of the show from there. And it sounded so much better.
I bet. Yeah.
But what's funny is that I knew that they were old, but when we got like front stage and we could like really see the screens and stuff, they showed Mick's face and I was like, fucking hell, that man.
Yeah.
How is he still alive?
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun. They played all the hits. Sounded pretty good. Dude, he's crazy. He's running around. He's 80 years old.
Yeah. Did they look older than... you remember when we went and saw... We didn't go together, but we were both at AC/DC. This is our origin story. And that was like, gosh, what, 15 years ago?
It was 2010, so 14 years ago.
14 years ago. And they looked old as dirt then.
They looked older.
Stones look older.
I actually saw a video because AC/DC's on tour again.
Okay.
They're only touring in Europe, which we should go. Brian looks the exact same. He's like 74.
Yeah.
Angus looks the same, but he has white hair, which actually is kind of a vibe.
Okay.
Like he still wears the outfit.
Yeah.
His hair's still there and it's still long.
Yeah.
But it's white. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But the Stones look, I mean, like, I got to tell you, I went down a deep rabbit hole after the show, and I didn't realize how much I love the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, it was cool. I'm glad I went. I'm sorry that you couldn't go, but
it's a bucket list item that you checked off that I have not.
Yeah, I did learn that I watched an interview, and even though they're 80, they're 2/3 of the way through their next record.
Oh wow! So there'll be another tour.
There might be another tour. You never know.
There you go.
It looks like it's physically painful for Keith and Ronnie to play the guitar.
What do you mean?
Like it just looks like it hurts.
Okay.
But somehow it sounds good and they sound like the Rolling Stones. And Mick is as wild as ever. He was sprinting up and down the catwalk.
No, I'm not
doing his
stuff.
yo,
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Atlanta.
You know he lives like in the like Bahamas or something.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I'm not saying the Stones do this, but do you think there are acts that are on tour that are old that have them out there to like for the show, but they
Like
actually
tracks
have
or whatever.
well they have people like down in a pit or something just like playing.
Well, they would probably have tracks more than besides that, but because there are some things I play at churches that use tracks.
So you're just up there
No.
for show?
No. If you have the instrumentation, then usually you won't have track for that. But it's like, okay, well, I have 2 guitar players, but there's 4 parts, so we'll keep some of the tracks in. I hate it. I think it drives me crazy. I think it's a cop out. But there's a place for it. If you have like some sort of like special sound that is only done in the studio, fine, sure. You could tell that they were playing.
Okay.
Because it wasn't polished by any means.
Okay.
But it didn't need to be. It was Rolling
That's
Stones.
what I was saying. It could be someone down in the pit. Just
No,
like,
it was wild. It was interesting. It was cool though. A lot of fun. Lots of old people.
lots of old people.
Lots of old people.
Were you the youngest person there?
No, there was some younger folks there. What's funny is that there's a lot of families. I remember seeing some families where like the kids, and I mean kids, just looked bored as hell. Just like, what are we doing here? What made my day though is I bought this drink from this bartender. She was a very nice lady. She was older, maybe like 60s. And she was like, what do you guys know about the Stones? You're too young. And I was like, oh, I know the Stones. She's like, what are you, 24? And I was like, God bless you, ma'am. God bless you. Just turned 31, but thank you so much. Anyway, we have a movie to do. Thank you for asking. I'm sorry that you were not there. It would have been fun to have you.
I cried the whole night.
I'm sure you did. But you know Chase.
Yeah.
He's always a hoot.
Yeah. But he had a good time.
He did.
Had a Bud Light Lime.
He had, he had Angry Orchards. And I'm glad we moved because when we were sitting up there, I'd like, he gonna fall asleep. And then so we moved and he was
The
like,
Chase Classic.
he was like in it.
I'll never forget, we were at that like rowdy bar in Nashville. On the second story.
For like 4 hours.
Maybe. Were we at the same bar for 4 hours?
We like hopped around and then found a place and we found that little catwalk balcony.
Yeah.
And we just like set up camp.
And Chase was just sleeping up there doing one of those.
He does these, and he does this on his podcast, so we love you. He does these like,
Yep.
and then he'll go
Yep. And then rub his eyes.
and like look around, and then a second later, I'm just like, dude, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
Yeah, you can go to sleep. We'll wake you up. We're not gonna leave you
just
here.
Just go to sleep.
Yeah. Can you imagine falling asleep in a bar and waking up? And it's like,
your
not
friends
only are your friends not there, but it's like closed.
It's like the next day.
And dark.
And you're like, what the hell? Anyway, The Lobster. So sorry for being gone for half the summer, I guess. But we have The Kinds of Kindness coming up next week. Yorgos Lanthimos, whom we love. His film won the Golden Good last year. And so in spirit of that, we're going to do another one of his films today, and that is The Lobster. I'd never seen any of his movies.
Except for Poor Things.
Except prior to Poor Things. I had heard of this one, and I had heard of The Killing of Sacred Deer.
Yep.
I had not seen those, and now I have seen this one. And I will tell you about it after these messages.
Hunter, tell me your first impressions of the movie. Or wait, no, hold on. Follow and subscribe, please.
Please. I haven't posted in 3 months, but we will.
Please.
Just listen.
Please.
Just listen. These videos will be up at some point on YouTube.
Won't it be fun when we're like 43 and these videos go up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Oh, good. I've got 12 years. That's fine. I can take the pressure off.
6 years for the podcast life.
Yeah.
Then we just like let it lay dead.
So when it blows up, they're like, who are these guys?
And then we
come back.
Yeah.
Anyway, I loved this movie. I loved it. It's funny to say this sentence, but I think it's more accessible than Poor Things, to a degree. It's definitely like still his humor, his like style. I loved this movie. I also was kind of shaken by this movie in some ways. It's definitely very impactful. Can be very triggering for some people in some areas. And I think it's a fascinating kind of concept and what it's kind of saying about the world we live in and kind of our perspective and our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our like view of relationships maybe, and kind of what that means for people, X, Y, and Z. But I thought the performances were amazing. I thought the humor was so funny.
Yeah.
I loved the delivery of every line. It's a very specific type of humor. There were some parts where I was kind of grossed out in a way of like, this is horrifying and terrible. But it's wrapped up in a way that is like really interesting. And in some ways where I was really triggered and being like, wow, this is actually kind of hard to watch. But I thought it was great. I loved it. Loved it. What about you?
Yeah, man, I agree. I agree with everything you said.
You just watched it, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half ago. I don't know. When did I text you?
I was in the movies, so
It was like 1 p.m.
it
So
was
about an
like,
hour and a half
get
ago.
out of it. Yeah.
We were recording at 2:30 p.m. on a Saturday.
Yes.
No,
What'd you think?
I agree with everything you said. I thought the script is great. Like the jokes are really funny. The delivery is spot on. You can just tell everyone's on board.
Yeah.
You know what I
Everyone
mean?
bought in.
Everyone bought in
Yeah.
and they like understand what Yorgos was going for. Sometimes we'll review a movie, in their bad movies. I'm thinking of Madam Web.
Okay.
Where it's like, it didn't even seem like half the actors were on the same page as each other. Like it felt like they were
Yeah.
acting in different movies, you know?
Yes.
But I don't know. Everybody bought into this. I thought the performances were phenomenal. It is thought provoking, but also like absurdly hilarious, which I think is Yorgos' thing. I think that'll be a recurring theme that we'll see if we continue to review his movies.
I'm down.
One of which we are doing next week.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you said it really well. It's. I'm excited to discuss it.
Yeah, but first you have to do movie in a minute. Do you remember how to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can you remind me? But first, spoilers ahead.
Spoilers ahead for a movie that's like 8 years old. So this is a segment we'll call Movie in a Minute. Okay. Okay. Where we, let me give a timer, where we talk about the movie. You got to explain the entire film, every detail you can think of, every scene, every possible thing you can possibly imagine in 1 minute.
I got you, baby.
Yeah. You got me, baby. One more time.
I got you, baby.
No, I was trying to make a Britney Spears reference, but it was the wrong lyric. Hit me, baby, one more time. That wasn't the same. What could I have done? I got you, babe. I could have done Cher. Sonny and Cher.
Could have.
Damn it. Next time. You ready?
I'm ready when you are.
This is The Lobster. Do you think that did you watch Friends?
Yeah.
Do you think that he got this idea from when Phoebe is like, he's her lobster?
No. What are you talking about? He's so naive sometimes, isn't he?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
We open with a woman shooting a donkey. So David, his wife is leaving him because she's having an affair. He has to go to this hotel where everyone has, I think, 30 days at the beginning to find love, or they will be turned into an animal of their choosing. There's a bunch of crazy figures there. There's the guy with the limp who bangs his head into a table and gives himself nosebleeds so that a girl will be like, oh, we have the same thing in common. There's the self-professed throat goat who says, either have sex with me or I'm going to jump out the window. He doesn't, so she does. You got the guy that masturbates and gets his hand put in a toaster and roasted, and then he gets tranquilized and stripped in the woods. Anyways, he falls in love with this girl, or not, he fakes falls in love with this girl who has like she has no emotions, and then he escapes and falls in love with a real girl in the woods, but then she gets blinded, and then they escape the woods, and then he stabs himself in the eyes.
Or does he?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Very good. I forgot that the self-proclaimed throat goat. That's so funny. That's hilarious. You know what's funny? I don't know what I was doing. I missed that his wife was having an affair.
Really?
Totally missed that.
That's why he's in that situation.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, I don't really, okay.
It doesn't really matter.
Let's hop in right from the get-go and talk about that because it's the first plot point, and I have a question. It seems like in this dystopian society, there are very strict rules of engagement for like relationships, right?
Yeah.
So how can you have it like? Would she be in trouble for having an affair, or is it like is she good?
Well, it's funny because like
you know what I mean?
it's almost like I don't want to say transactional doesn't quite hammer home the point that I'm trying to make, but it's close. Where it's like because we find out later where it's like, oh, you have nosebleeds, we're compatible, and so it's like she was like, okay, this is my husband David, and was this, and then she's like, oh wait, actually, more compatible, so I'm gonna go with him, and it's almost like that's expected. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe so he's just like, oh dang, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There is like with the exception of like one scene, and it's really not even that much, like a complete lack of emotion in the whole process from a majority of the people involved.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only time you really even see emotion, and it's not even really that, but it's like when they get on the stage and he's just like, hello, I am so and so, my wife died, I was very sad and I miss her very much.
Yeah, that's not even
and now I'm here.
I'm talking about the scene in the bathroom.
Yes. Oh, that scene's tough. I'll talk about that. But it's like this. It's like this hyper. It's almost like. Have you seen *Handmaid's Tale*?
Yeah.
It's like a not awful, terrifying version of that, in the sense of like relationships are transactional, and it's like you are together because you're supposed to be, and if you're not, then you're less than. And it's not about like emotion and passion and love for somebody. It's like. And now I'm going to give you a child because now you're a family unit. And it's all expression of the human side of it is like banned and punished. That might not be a good analogy, but I'm reaching myself.
Well, okay. So I don't think it's that far.
Okay.
Like,
well, they hunt loners. I mean, like.
Sure.
It's pretty far.
Right.
Maybe not in the same direction as like
but I don't think that all emotion is banned. I just think it's not present because of the way that the system is set up, right? So rather than this like organic like meet someone and fall in love.
Yeah.
It's like you have to this is your pool of prospective matches. And also if you don't find somebody in this set period of time, we're going to turn you into an animal. And apparently every animal in the world is someone who's failed to fall in love.
Yeah, because there's a kind of like that's why there's so many dogs or whatever.
Because a lot of people just say dog.
Yeah.
What would you be? Let's fast forward a month and a half, and let's say that Hannah's left you finally.
A month and a half? So August?
What? And so you're at this...
Did you just say finally? Hold on a second.
Let's stay on topic here. Let's stay on task. Let's say that Hannah's left you. It's August 2024.
Okay.
And you are in intake at a hotel like this. I assume it's not just one hotel. There's like a bunch across the globe.
Yeah, probably.
What animal are you choosing?
I don't know. Maybe a bird. I could be a bat. I could fly.
You could be a bat.
I could fly. Cat seems too easy. I do love cats.
Like a house cat?
I could be a tiger.
You could?
Yeah, be a tiger. I don't know. What about you?
I didn't think you were going to ask me that.
The tables are turned.
So it seems like it's not just like mammals. Like you can be
It
anything.
can be anything.
Anything. Like did a bunch of people choose ants? Because there's so many ants.
They must have, I guess. I don't know.
Think
I
about
wonder what
that.
happened to this world.
Yeah, we don't need the backstory though.
No, we don't.
because world building isn't just verbose exposition. It's
Yeah.
a lived in.
Yeah, you're there.
You're there. I think I would choose. I was gonna go with jaguar, but then you said tiger, and so now I don't know.
We could be cat friends though if you were a jaguar.
You don't think we would fight each other?
What? I mean, do they still know who they are?
No, I don't think so because, well, his mom, the guy with the limp, his mom, he thinks didn't bite him, but he's not sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. Did you notice? Sorry, we're gonna jump all over the place
That's fine.
because this movie goes all over
It's
the place.
fine.
Did you
Well,
notice
we're
that
out of practice.
at least one person who was turned into an animal that we know of was like seen in the woods, like the chick that turned into like the pony, because she had the nice hair.
Yeah.
She was like in the woods later in the movie,
Just
just like
chilling.
walking by.
Just chilling. You know what's funny is I think it goes back to this idea. I love the idea. Well, I don't love the idea, but I think it's really strong about how emotionless this world is. Like when she slaps her friend, when she's like about to get escorted to like
Mm-hmm.
it's like her last day, and she slaps her friend. Her friend's like, "I'm so sad that I won't see you while I'm on my yacht and with all my friends in the city, and I'm alive, and you're."
Right.
And she's like, "Fuck off."
Smack.
That seems unnatural for all of them. Like it seems like she doesn't know why she hits her. I mean, she does, but then the girl like doesn't even like. It's just I think it's interesting that like there's no reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like there's it's so. But even the like hotel manager is just like, "Have a good day." It's just like what?
Again, I don't think that emotion is like completely discouraged. Because like they're like at like a love resort. They're meant to like meet each other. And then when you see the couples area when he's eating breakfast, like at the beginning,
Yeah.
they're like holding hands and smiling and stuff, and they look happy.
Yeah.
You know, so I think emotion is okay, but I think the way that it is set up is such that it's just naturally become emotionless, right? Because it's
Yeah.
not like a natural way to find a companion. And the whole so like. Here's what I'm thinking. I think they're indoctrinated from a very young age to buy into this. And the reason I say that is because at one point, the guy with the limp, by the way, no characters in this movie have a name except for David.
That's not true. Limp guy, they say his name. Oh wait, is that him?
No, David is Colin Farrell.
John. So
Okay.
John, Robert, and David.
So they're the only three that are named?
But they're
Because his wife is credited as a short-sighted woman. Or not his wife, but like
Yeah.
the girl that he like.
Well, what's funny is that like they're listed as John, limping man, Robert, lisping man.
Right.
But they're the only two other ones that have a
And then
name.
everyone else is donkey shooter, nosebleed
maid,
woman,
yeah.
hotel manager,
Biscuit woman, loner swimmer, as doctor. Continue though.
Bob the dog. His brother
His brother's a dog.
is a dog. He has a name. What was I saying?
I don't remember.
Because I was making a point, and then you shattered my world by saying something that I said was not factually true.
You're talking about emotion. Do you want to pause it and then listen back and see what you're saying?
We'll be right back with a word from our sponsors.
Okay, beep. We're back.
Peanut butter. Do you like peanut butter?
Love it. Fucking love it.
You can buy it at your local store.
You know what they call me? Peanut butter slut.
Peanut butter. All right, we're back.
It's true.
We're back. That
It's
was
true.
a word from our sponsor,
It's
peanut
true.
butter.
Yep. Our sponsor is peanut butter. All right, continue.
So what I was saying
Yes.
was that they're indoctrinated from a very young age. So not David, god damn it. John,
Yes.
John, limping guy. He and his wife are given a child because anyone who's having issues in their marriage,
Yes.
a child solves all of them.
Most of the
apparently.
time.
Most of the time.
That she says
Yeah.
usually.
Usually. And the child is like fully indoctrinated right from the get-go.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, this is what?
Because David comes in and is like trying to stir things up and say he's not compatible with you. He doesn't get nosebleeds. And she's like, the little girl is like,
Kill him.
He's lying, Daddy. Here, take this knife. Stab him.
Kill him.
It's like, what in the world?
Excuse me.
So think about that. You know what I mean? Like the children are obviously they go to some like Handmaid's Tale
Institution
school where they're just indoctrinated into thinking this way. And so by the time they're grown, it's just like this is the way things are. So if your friend's about to die, that sucks. I think that's the attitude.
Yeah.
Well, think about like in the real world when like a group of people. So like think about our friend group.
Okay.
Everyone's married, you know, and then there's me, right?
Not everybody.
Okay, not everybody. Not everybody. But a lot of people are married and like they're not a lobster. And then there's me just like fucking clawing it up over here. You know what I mean? Just like living my life, filtering. Is that how lobsters eat? Don't they like
I don't know.
Like a shrimp? Don't they have little
they
things?
have those little tendrils or whatever.
Or am I maybe I'm a shrimp.
Are you a
and I'm just, like,
shrimp?
just going through, like doing my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you're not like, I'm so sad that you're a shrimp. No, you're like, I have a wife and kids. You know what I mean? Because you fucking hate me. And that's really the point I'm trying to make here.
I need to make sure that my child, because I have a home life, is still asleep. Just kidding.
Oh, everybody cares about your home life.
Making sure he's still asleep. Zach, what is this actually about? Do you want to have a therapy session? Do you want to dive in?
No, I'm joshing around.
Oh, Josh. Who is that?
Did you ever go by Josh?
My name is Hunter.
Your name is Joseph.
That doesn't equate to Josh.
It could. I've known people whose name was Joseph and they went by Josh.
Sure that they weren't Joshua?
They were Joseph and they didn't like Joe, so they went by Josh.
I've never been called Josh in my life until just now.
All I did was ask you a question. You don't have to be a fucking...
Look at you over there. Look at you.
Just doing my thing. Just like, ooh, pile of poop.
Yeah, but... but
ooh, undigested food.
But this movie goes against that and says you don't have to be either.
Either what?
You don't have to be one of the couples, and you don't have to be a loner, because he gets to the loners and it's just as extreme.
So now there's three, because I was talking about couple or animal, and now you're saying loner.
Yeah, well, he finds the loners, and they're to the extent where it's like, if you kiss, we're going to slash your mouth open and make you kiss again, and then sew it shut. And don't even talk about the red intercourse. So what I'm saying is he got to this he went to the other side of the pendulum.
Sure.
And it became even like just as bad in a different way.
Are you saying that he had experience with both the light side and the dark side of the Force, and in the end, he brought balance?
He is Anakin Skywalker.
You think he hates sand?
Fucking hates it.
Yeah.
Did you see any sand in this movie? None.
None. You know
No
why?
Sand. Because he hates it?
Because Anakin Skywalker hates it.
No, but I think that was fascinating that he's in this place where like everything is so strict and repressed, and it's like you can't. There's no. It's black or white, and then he escapes that and goes to the other side, and then it's also, hey, this is black and white, but there he finds somebody else, and it's like, well, maybe it's gray.
What if it was in color?
It was in color. The movie.
You're talking about black, white, and gray. What? People are always black and white, and then they're like, the compromise is gray. It's like, no. What if we throw grayscale out of it?
Oh, I love it.
And make it. See.
Beautiful.
See what happens when you listen.
This episode's gonna be just nonsense, isn't it?
When you listen, you learn.
I love that actually.
See what I'm saying now?
But he can't see the color because he's fucking blind. But hold on. So let me ask you that. I have a question.
Okay.
Did he? It's really sad. It's really sad because he sort of escapes the black and white, but it lingers, right? Because
Do you have to let it linger?
do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? Because he finds love, right? He finds love.
You know
with the
I'm
one-
such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? Ooh, 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 ooh. Orchestra. Wah, wah, na,
I'm about to
na,
like
na,
laugh hard right now. I can feel it.
Na 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 na.
You done?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's with the loners. He goes from black to white, right? The other extreme, not any better. Just worse in a different kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Finds love with somebody who just happens to be short-sighted, but is convinced that that's why they work.
Which, that's stupid.
It is stupid. That's the whole point.
Cool.
But what I'm saying...
It's not about, like, we both like long walks on the beach and pina coladas. It's my nose bleeds. Your nose bleed. You would have let me drown in a hot tub? I think we're a match.
That was hilarious. We'll
That
get
was
back to
really
her.
funny.
But when he when he finds love, and it's this really wonderful relationship, and they can't help but express it, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets blinded, and he goes through this list of being like, "Well, do you like this? No. Do you like this? No." And now he's convinced, or he's like, "Well, what if we don't work now because we have to?" The only glimmer of hope is that he's willing to like.
So you're saying that he didn't like her for who she was.
That's not what I'm saying.
He liked her because they were both short-sighted. And then once they weren't both short-sighted anymore, he no longer liked her.
No,
And he said that the only hope for their relationship was to blind himself.
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he, under the permission, if you will, of them both being short-sighted, fell in love with her genuinely.
But they've
Hold
already
on a second.
broken out of the
Hold on a
whole
second.
fucking
Hold on a
zeitgeist because
second.
they're living in the fucking
Hold on a
woods.
second. But they're in a different zeitgeist. One
A
that's
zeitgeist where they're not supposed to fall in love in the first place.
exactly. It's just as extreme. It's in the other direction, where if you flirt or you kiss, you're physically punished.
Sure, but I don't think they live in the zeitgeist anymore that they have to have a similar characteristic of someone else
But
to
it
fall in love.
lingers.
Do you have to?
No, it's still there though. That's what I'm saying. And like
Okay.
even when the only glimmer of hope to me at least when she loses her sight, because now he's like, you know, she's not short-sighted. That doesn't work. He was even jealous of a man who he's like, I think you're short-sighted.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he realized that he wasn't short-sighted, he was like, oh, okay, I guess they can't be in love. So that's still in him. You know what I mean?
So again, I want to reify
No,
my
hold on a
question
second. Let
to
me
you.
finish what I'm saying. He loves her, but there's like a inherited mechanism in his makeup that he's been taught from his birth, whatever, that is saying like, well, I can't be in love with her if we don't have some sort of compatibility trait, even though he is in love with her. So the glimmer of hope to me is that he's willing, it's extreme, doesn't even need to happen. He's willing to change himself to make it work.
Right. So
I'm just saying it doesn't have to be as extreme as that. It could still work.
when she's blind and he's not.
Bound, as you said.
He's been blind. I don't know. I was rushed. You showed me the clock. You shouldn't have even shown me the clock.
You'd still be talking.
I had like 10 seconds left.
Is your mom calling
My
you?
mom is calling me again. She knows I'm here because she has she can see me like on a map. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Always does this. It said call answered, and so I panicked, but it has not been
I
answered.
would love that. You were saying that I am right?
Oh, so she's blind and he's not, and he's like, "Oh, we can make this work." And then he's like, do you like this? And she's like, no, I don't really like that. Do you like berries? And she's like, no, I don't like berries. And then all of a sudden he's like, shit, we don't have anything in common. So then he like distances himself. She's like, you have brought me no rabbits and you have not come by, like no emotion or anything. So he literally like is distancing himself and then comes to the realization the only way I can love her is if I blind myself.
Yeah.
That's what I said in the first place. And you said no.
No. You were saying that like he all of a sudden didn't like her. I think he still loves her.
He didn't. He
No,
stopped hanging out with her.
Disagree.
He stopped being close to her.
Doesn't mean that he doesn't like her. He's convinced that because there's not some weird compatibility trait that they can't work anymore, and it's not true.
Then why do you stop bringing her rabbits? If you care about
literally
someone,
just explained that he thinks because of his conditioning that he has to have some sort
you
of.
thought some blind motherfucker was going to start bringing her rabbits? How's the blind guy going to?
Maybe it would be a different trait that somebody else has, but there's going to be a lot of people in the world that have things in common. You bitch.
Well, why can't they say like they both had brown hair?
They could have.
Do you like sex? I like sex.
They could have.
Wow, I like rabbit too.
They could have. They're missing the point. The point is that they love each other. I did love when he explained his plan to her, though.
When
he's like, I stand up, squat down, lay down on my face, left arm up, right arm. I thought it was really funny. That's all. I just wanted to say that.
Yep.
Shall we talk about the mean lady? Heartless woman?
Heartless. How could you be so...
Do you want to, or you just want to say
heartless?
This? So, what do you... That was the microphone. I swear to God.
Hunter just farted.
I did not just fart.
It was one of those,
if
like...
I farted, I would have owned it.
You played it off well, because it was one of those where you were moving the mic stand and leaning back, so you could have blamed it on either.
I could have.
Like, if I was going to fart in a classroom or something, I'd be like... and then just be like, it was a chair. It was a chair.
Are you done screwing around? But you have to get to a hotel soon. You seen those videos where someone will like cough and then fart like a half second later? They're trying to cover it up. They're like, yep. So the heartless lady. So she has no emotion. She's really good at hunting people. She could have stayed at that hotel indefinitely, but she got turned into something. What do you think she got turned into? She killed his dog, y'all. Oh man, that was brutal. So I was telling my friend Matt, we met on the podcast.
Matt.
He did Predator, about this movie, and he was like, dude, I watched it until a certain scene and I had to turn it off. I was like, what happened? And he was like, it's a dog dies and it's awful. And I was like, shit. And so
I had to take a break.
I like definitely had a couple moments where I like tensed up and I was like, oh, and that was like the biggest where I was like, I could have just told the story and not shown it. Also, there's some really good animal actors in this movie, by the way.
Some good
animal actors.
Okay, good. Thank God. I thought you said anal actors.
Well, there was that one woman who was open to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which the way she goes out is awful too.
Yeah, that was also horrible.
That was horrible. But it's funny because that segues into the Heartless Woman.
Yeah.
Where they're describing her, and then what'd you call her? The throat goat.
The self-professed throat goat, because she's on the bus and she's like,
I know. Yes.
She says like, I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
My ex-husband
didn't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, she throws herself off a window, out of a window. What'd you say, like room 180?
But then she said maybe 280, maybe even 380.
And she's like alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful. That was awful. Awful. And the Heartless Woman's just sitting there watching. What's her deal, you think?
Some people are just sociopaths. They have no emotion.
Yeah.
And I think she's one of those. Now, I don't know why.
She agreed to
Maybe it's because of the society that they live in. Why she's so adamant that because if she has no emotion, if she doesn't care, I would have thought she just would have been on board. I don't think she would have made such a big stink out of him having emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But she did.
Also,
She was testing him. She was like, "Turn the lights on. Look at me in the eye," because he like
made a
half moaned
he
one
like
time.
made a noise.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
She's like, "What was that noise? Did you say something?" And he's
no,
like,
no, I'm sorry, dear. What did you think of his choice after not really condemning at the time John's decision to like fake it
Mm-hmm.
to get into a couple
Yeah.
and then doing it himself?
So he condemns John at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then he witnesses someone get turned into a pony, and then he witnesses someone jump out of a window. And so,
He's just like, I'm not going to end up like them.
right, it's like after it's like those two scenes happen, and then he's in the hot tub with her,
Yeah.
or he's sitting at the table with
Well,
her.
actually, he talks to her for the first time when the lady's like bleeding out on the
Right.
pavement. Yeah.
So I assume he's just like, well, shit, this is better than that.
Yeah.
John was right,
Yeah.
you know. Then you have Rob.
Yeah, Robert. What do you think happens to him? Do you think he dies? Like they just leave him in the. I really thought he was gonna be like, come with us.
I'm not sure. He was naked.
Naked. I'm gonna Google it. What happens to Rob in the Lobster movie? Let me see here. Says 2 weeks ago. Let's see here. Yes. Okay. See, this person has my view. It says the ending. Well, this is not about Rob, but it does say that David does in fact cut out his eyes to be with the short-sighted woman, showing that these characters are still committed to society's views of relationships being between two compatible people. Or Colin Farrell bails and leaves. Oh wait, no. There's a third option. He could not cut out his eyes, and he could just stay with her.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should do.
Okay.
Okay. There's no comments on Rob. Never mind. This is a bust.
Like you could be like, I have a mouth and you have a mouth.
Robert.
We're compatible.
Nothing. Dang. Okay. Anyway, I liked him. I wish that he would have. I did not like seeing his hands get put into a toaster.
Just one hand.
Doesn't matter.
What do you think about Olivia Colman as the hotel manager? I thought she was
great.
I thought she was hilarious.
She was great.
Because like it was clear that her and her partner weren't actually compatible.
Oh yeah, that
you know
scene,
what I mean?
in the bedroom. Sorry.
Well, the scene in the bedroom is when it really gets hammered home. And
We'll
the
get
loner
there.
leader, her mission is to like
Expose them.
expose the facade,
Mm-hmm.
because her position is that like love does not exist.
Yeah.
That's why she's so against. Like it's not like, oh, we don't need to fit into these norms. There is no
Yeah.
relationship. There should be no relationship whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's the white to the black, or
Mhm.
black to the white,
Yep.
the yin to the yang, if you
Yeah.
will. But I was talking about like even earlier than that. They're like it's like dance night,
Mm-hmm.
and they're singing,
That was-
and they're not
yes.
smiling at each other
No,
at
that was
all
so
or
good.
anything. I don't know. It was really funny.
But it's just funny, like the whole hotel, their entertainment I thought was just hysterical,
Mhm.
but also just like infuriating. Where it was like, what was it? It's like woman walking home alone,
Oh my god.
and then woman walking home with partner with man,
Mm-hmm.
or man eating
alone.
eating alone, man eating with woman. And I was
Mhm.
like, this is insane. But they're just like clapping. They're like, yes, this is great.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, let's talk about that bedroom scene. I know we're jumping around and it's already been like an hour, but the scene where, she's like, one of you who can survive on their own. He's like, I can live on my own. She can't. And so he tells her to kill him. He tells him to kill her, and he tries to.
Mm-hmm. And they just leave, allegedly,
Yeah,
right?
and they're just like, all right, there you go. Reminds me of a book I read, actually. I guess I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil anything, but it kind of asked
Was
that.
it Dune?
Wasn't Dune. But what?
We have to find some way to tie this to Dune.
I will.
So start thinking about it.
Okay. But there's a scene in it where it's like somebody confronts the other and it's just like, you get to choose,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if, you know, you get to kill the person, whatever. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was a really fascinating scene. You see one couple that's exposed and then the other couple that's so bought into it where David's like, he's a fake.
Yeah.
And then they're also indoctrinated with even the daughter.
The daughter thing was funny to me.
Yeah.
Like,
here, take this knife, kill him.
yeah.
Here, daddy.
But just like the idea, like it's so straight face
Yeah. Everything is
delivery
so
when
deadpan.
Olivia Colman is like, and if you're having any issues, we will assign you a child because that usually helps.
Yes. Well, like she even adds it on. She's like, because that'll help,
Mhm.
usually. I just
Yeah.
like that little tidbit. But the cast is incredible, man. Like this cast is, it just goes on and on. But like Ben Winshaw's always phenomenal. John C. Reilly's, in my opinion, underrated in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love Olivia Colman, Léa Seydoux. I don't actually know the woman's name who does the short-sighted. I recognize her. Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz?
Yeah, I didn't know her name. I've seen her in tons of stuff. Anyway, do you have anything else that you want to touch on?
I mean, yeah, I do. I just want to. No, never mind.
No, tell me.
We can move on.
No, tell me, please.
We can end.
No, I want to know. Do it.
Okay, you want to go there?
Let's do it.
You sure?
Let's do it.
Can you imagine? Like, for some people, this is like a horror story. But think about furries. Like, it's like you get to go to the spa for a month, and then you get to become Rainbow Dash. Like, think about it.
But they won't know who they are.
There's something that's still.
Will they know that they're a furry?
Will they be thinking about that, or will they just be like, "I'm gonna be a horse"? Hell yeah, I'm gonna be a horse. Think about it. Think about it.
Good for them. It's a win-win for everybody.
So if they have this like surgeon, this is how I thought the movie was gonna end. They have this surgeon or this process to literally take out like all the like vital bits and turn them into another animal.
Would somehow
essentially.
keep them alive.
But somehow keep them alive. So like there's some sort of like, are they taking the human brain and putting it in like an actual peacock or giraffe or like whatever? There were camels walking around in the background. There was all kinds of exotic animals. I thought that was really funny. Or are they like creating matter, like creating like building a lobster around
A human brain.
David's? Like
I don't know. Is he going to be a human-sized lobster because his brain can't fit in there?
that's one question that I have. And based on that, like I thought for some reason at a certain point, I thought they like created a lobster, like made a lobster and somehow put him in it or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, are they going to fight their way into the hotel, go to that surgery room and like just make her new eyes so she can see again?
Yeah. I don't
That's
know.
what I would have done.
I don't know. I think it's fast. And this is a good example of a film that tells you a ridiculous premise and shows you that it's reality in the world that they're in, but doesn't ever need to show you it, because if they try to show you it, I think it'll collapse. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
Like we see the girl with the pretty hair and then we see her as a horse and we know it's her.
Yeah.
We don't need to see her turn into a horse because we're just like, whatever is happening, it's real. You know, I think that's a really smart screenwriting decision, if you will.
I think so too.
And with that, shall we wrap it up?
We can wrap it up. You had to ask me.
I know, I was unconvinced that you were sure of that answer.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should talk about.
I mean, there's tons of stuff. It's a really good movie. You should watch it if you like this kind of
But
stuff.
he wants to wrap it up because he's got stuff to do. Stuff that he would rather be doing.
Do you want me to read you the text that you sent me?
If you want to pull out the receipts, I'll pull out the receipts too.
Okay. Can we make this work? But just so you are aware, I have to check into a 30-day desperate sex hotel with human hunting grounds at 6. And it's about an hour drive from there, I think. I said, that's fine. We'll keep it at an hour.
Okay. June 5th, 8:30 a.m. It's my birthday and I got a new butt plug today. I said, why are you telling me this? You said, because I'm thinking about you. With it in. I said, please, happy birthday, Hunter, but please go back to bed. If you want to pull up receipts, I can pull up the receipts. You want to hear something funny? I heard someone walking. When I was in the bit.
We gotta make sure Hans is still asleep.
All right, so Hunter.
If you want, I can send you the link though to that. It's a good one.
I'm not interested. I have my own brand.
Whatever. I should have got one of yours.
You could have.
Nah, I'm sorry.
That's why I was upset. I'm like, Hunter, I've got one that's the girth, the texture, everything.
My face hurts. Oh, gosh. Okay.
You can even get one with voice.
I'll leave.
My catchphrases.
What catchphrases do you?
You know my catchphrases. What's my catchphrase?
Okay.
Do you know what your catchphrase is?
Please tell me.
Your catchphrase is where you just rub your big old nose. Big old honking. This is the part in the podcast where I just send Hunter into a spiral of hysterics.
We have to do shindigs.
You'll never see this because we don't publish the video, even though we say that we're going to. He's just over here rubbing his nipples, just laughing.
My fucking face hurts. Ouch. Okay. Zach, I have to ask you a question.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
But is The Lobster good?
I thought it was phenomenal. I really did. It's clear to me that whatever Yorgos is doing is something that I'm 100% on board with. Like this, I vibe with this movie so much. This is one of the best movies I've seen this year, personally, and everyone should go see it, I think. I think it has a lot to say. I think it's hilarious. If you don't want to listen to its message, you can still just like have fun, like with the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a winner. What do you think, Hunter?
I thought it was exceptional. Let me pull up my...
In fact, I think this film may qualify as a Golden Good nominee, personally.
Golden Good nominee? I would agree with that. Peak.
Peak.
I have it in parentheses right here. It's the peak.
Peak.
Golden Good. We like Yorgos. We like him.
We do like Yorgos. You know why? Because he's weird, and weird is good.
Here we go. A lot of folks don't like Yorgos.
Oh, yes.
So let's talk about Every Movie Sucks.
Yes, yes.
Every movie sucks. Oh, dude, son of a mother.
What?
You know, I just realized, thanks to this, Kinds of Kindness comes out in select theaters next week. It's in theaters everywhere, the 28th. So you know what we can do?
It might be at the Terra.
We can check, or we can do another Yorgos movie. The question's going to be, will I be able to go see it? Let's just be honest.
I want to do the favorite.
Here we go. Every movie sucks.
Every movie sucks, and it sucks.
Here we go. Half star. How do I unwatch this movie?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Is that not funny enough for you?
Half star. Watch this in class. What the fuck I just watched.
Great grammar. Here we go. Half star. Normally just press watch if I don't necessarily like a movie, but this one I actively dislike. People that are into this shit are so weird.
Half star. You're going to want to pop your eyes by the end.
Oh, just so you can find love, though. Half star. Horrivel.
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 Hola. Como estes?
Is that a review?
No.
Can you read a review, please?
Just so weird.
I've got one more. Half star. Sometimes one can be too creative. I wonder if they've seen Poor Things. Okay, carry on. You got one more for us?
Oh, I'm not going to do another one.
No? Okay, cool. There you go, everybody. That's The Lobster. It's very good. Golden Good nominee. Time for Shindigs?
Mm-hmm.
Shindig, 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 shindig. I have a lot of news because it's been 2 weeks. Here we go. Chandra Hewler is going to star alongside Ryan Gosling. Are you paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking up?
Nothing. Look at my Google. What did I Google?
Movie news. Good for you. You're a good coworker. Sandra Hewler is going to star alongside Ryan Gosling in the Project Hail Mary film. Giancarlo Esposito is going to appear in Captain America 4 as a mysterious character, probably Doctor Doom. Got a new trailer for a third Venom, which they're still being made, and it still looks dumb. Bill Skarsgård is going to return to the role of Pennywise for the HBO Max show Welcome to Derry. Have you ever seen Sky High? Like,
is that related to
like way back? Sky High, the movie?
Welcome to Derry?
No, just
Yeah, I've seen Sky High.
they're making a sequel.
Oh, cool.
The original cast coming back. Jake Gyllenhaal Jake Gyllenhaal joins the cast of his sister's film. She's directing it. Christian Bale starring in The Bride. Peaky Blinders film is coming to Netflix. Matthew Lillard is going to return as Shaggy in a new Scooby-Doo project. The Beatles are getting 5 biopics. When the cast has been rumored, all I know is that Paul Mescal is apparently going to be Paul McCartney, and then Barry Keoghan's going to be Ringo Starr, and they have John and George, but I didn't recognize them. So they're apparently going to do a film for each person, and then they're going to converge in like an Avengers-style Beatles movie.
Wasn't John going to be the guy from The Bear?
No. Although I'd rather have him, actually. Production has begun on Knives Out 3, which is called Dead Man Tell No Tales or something like that.
No, it's not.
What's it called? It's like what's it called?
Isn't Dead Men Tell No
It's Pirates of
Tales
the
a Pirates of the
Caribbean.
Caribbean
What's
movie?
it called, though?
It's called like Dead Man Wake Up or something.
Wake Up, Dead Man.
Okay.
I was close.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Sandra Bullock
That's been a murder.
and Nicole Kidman are in talks to return for a sequel of the 1998 film Practical Magic.
Yep.
A new trailer for the film Maxine with 3 X's, which I think is part of, I don't know, it's like a continuity. One that chick plays the same character. Apparently they're very good. Pearl, I think, is what it was. Pearl, and there's another one. Blade has lost yet another director. So that movie's kind of going to be in development hell. We'll see. A new trailer for the film starring Matt Damon and Casey Affleck and that rapper from Georgia State. I forgot his name. The Instigators.
That rapper from
What's his
Georgia
name?
State.
It's the white dude. Curly hair. I don't care for his music. I don't think he's that good.
What's the movie called? I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
The Instigators. Jack Harlow.
He's from Georgia State.
Yeah, he went to Georgia State. I think. Anyway. And then one more thing. Russell Crowe had some comments on Dakota Johnson's talking about how she was tricked into Madam Web or whatever, and he was like, shut up, it's a superhero movie. Don't expect too much. He didn't say shut up, but anyway, that's the movie news. Zach, hello?
I don't think Jack Harlow went to Georgia State.
He worked at Georgia State cafeteria while he was in school there. Can you do the Braves? Maybe he just worked there. Maybe he didn't go. He worked at a Chick-fil-A in the Georgia State cafeteria.
Can you give me a Braves?
Braves, 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 Braves.
So, the Braves snapped a 5-game losing streak by winning a game, which is something that we're really excited to see them do. Yesterday, they won a game. They scored like 7 runs in the first inning, and then nothing else happened the rest of the game. But in that first inning, Michael Harris, our leadoff hitter, because our other leadoff hitter is out for the season, pulled his hamstring, I think is what they're officially saying.
He's on the DL.
And he's on the DL. He's on the IL, the 10-day injured list. He's not on the down low, although they might be keeping something on the down low, like it may be something more significant. The Braves have a way of not announcing what the actual injury is until after the player has had season-ending surgery.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that's not the case here. Anyways, it's pretty bleak. I think it's time for us to go out on the market and get 1, if not 2 outfielders minimum, in addition to ideally a starting pitcher and some bullpen help.
Yeah, the bullpen has been a little shaky recently. They've been pretty strong, but everybody except that 5th spot on the rotation has been really good. For the most part.
I
mean, everybody has their off
We had a
days.
5-game losing streak, so everyone in the rotation lost.
Yeah, but some of those losses were like, I think 2 of them were like rookies.
Okay, that's fair.
It seems like every time that Strider spot comes up, it's like guaranteed loss.
Well, I think because we have arms that we could put out there and they would be serviceable, but we're in let's give the young guys a chance.
Yeah.
Mode, because we have options, and because like if we bring them up for a start and then send them back down, I don't think they accrue any time.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like they can come up like temporarily and go back down, and they're still like they haven't played played a year in the MLB yet, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of what we're doing right now. We'll see, man. When's the trade deadline?
July. Sometime in July.
So we have a month.
I think it's like the All-Star break, I believe.
Roughly a month before I think we will know the fate or have an idea of the outlook of the Braves season, because I think if we don't make any moves, it's going to be really difficult for us to make a realistic push in the playoffs just because of the injuries that we've had.
We are still first in the wild card, right?
Yeah. But we're trending in the wrong direction, and some teams who are behind us in the wild card race are trending in the correct direction.
Well, let's see what happens.
So when you do math,
the math is mathing.
I mean, 1 + 1 equals, you know.
Yeah, I do know. Anyway, Zach, that's very brave of you.
Bravest thing I've done all week. So like the Reds and the Cardinals are both like doing fairly well right now. 8-2 in the last 10, 6-4 in their last 10, whereas the Braves are 4-6 in their last 10.
Yes,
So
but we're 2-0 the last 2. Here's some solace for you.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last 40 games, the Braves have the 3rd worst winning percentage in baseball.
Yeah.
Do you know who's worse than the Braves?
Who?
The Cubs, Dansby, who cares? And the Mets.
There are going to be years where the Mets rivalry is back.
Not this year.
We shouldn't compare. We shouldn't be like, yeah, we suck, but at least we don't suck as bad as they do. Like, we can't do this shared misery bullshit, okay?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Chill out. Oh, Hollis is waking up. We need to be quiet.
So that's my Braves minute.
Anyway.
And I already said it's the bravest thing I've done all week. It's time for whiskey shots.
We don't have
Do
any
you have
whiskey. We're out. I have a little bit of coffee left.
I got like foam.
Be kind to people. Whiskey shots. Stale. Not stale.
Stale.
Just like room temperature.
Stale coffee.
Anyway, thanks for listening. We appreciate you. We're doing a movie next week. I don't know what it's going to be.
Stew it for stale.
We'll see if it's going to be Kinds of Kindness. It might be the favorite. Probably going to be. If it's not Kinds of Kindness, we'll do another Yorgos Lanthimos.
Or it'll be the Deer Park water movie that you were talking about.
The Killing of the Sacred Deer.
Deer Park.
See you next week.
John Deere. Dear John.
See you next week.
But is it good podcast? Yeah.